Okay, so we are just going to begin with a light warm-up, just focusing on some things that we don't often have a chance to. So a little bit of neck work, some focus on the eyes, and then also just kind of addressing some of the things that are going on with the hips. So trying to open them up a little bit more than we usually get to do. So just begin lying on your back in a starfish position. Make sure you can see. And then nice and easy, you're just going to begin by reaching your right fingertips away from you in a diagonal, and then reaching your left toes as far away from you as possible, just so that you're getting a nice oppositional stretch here, and then release. And then the other side, reaching the left fingertips, right toes, as though you're being pulled on a diagonal, and then release. And just continuing. Right, reaching, lengthening, and relax. Left, reaching, lengthening, and relax. Take the knees into your chest, keep the head down onto the ground, and then just take knee circles just like you normally do. 8 to the right, so we're keeping this moving, keeping it a little bit more dynamic. And reverse. And then back to center, you're just going to bring the head, neck, and shoulders up off of the ground. Keep the hands where they are. And then this is a combination of just side to side windshield wipers, and then we're just going to add on a little bit of neck mobility as well. So just opening up as much as you possibly can with the right side, rolling all the way over to the right side, keeping your head lifted off the ground, using your eyes. From here, you're just going to look behind you. Get a nice little stretch there. Then leaning back, rolling onto your shoulders, trying to make this as smooth as possible. Open up the right side as much as you possibly can first. Let the left side follow. Drop it over, nice and slow with this. Looking over to the right side. Rolling back onto your back. And the same thing, so you're just trying to become a little bit more aware of where you're looking. Let your eyes really guide you as you're looking behind you. Be very intentional with where your gaze is going. Opening up the hips. Behind you. And let's just take one more here. From here, just roll over onto your belly. And you're coming into a Sphinx pose, so your lower back is relaxed. Feet are wide, make this a comfortable position. And then from here, you're just going to press your forearms into the ground so that you're driving the ground away from you, and also pulling your elbows towards your hips. And that will create a little bit of length in your abs and open up your shoulders, neck, and chest. You're just going to take your chin all the way into your chest, looking down, and then looking up. So again, really just taking your time here, trying not to just move your head, but really trying to use your eyes. Your eyes are leading you, you're looking towards your belly button, and then from here you're looking all the way up towards the ceiling. Try to go back a little more than is comfortable, and really try to take your chin into your chest a little more than you normally would do. Release back to neutral, same thing, looking with your eyes. You're just going to look back at your foot, back to the center, looking back towards the foot, back to the center. Don't let your hips and shoulders get involved in this. Try not to sink down, keep pushing the floor away, keep pushing the elbows in, reaching forward with your chest, and the only thing that moves are your eyes and your head rotating on your neck. Take one more per side. And then release it all the way down. And you're just going to push back so that you are sitting on top of your heels. So from here, toes are going to be tucked, balls of the feet are together, heels are together if possible, and then you're just sitting backwards onto your heels. If it's comfortable, stay here for a few seconds. For a lot of people, this is very uncomfortable, but If you have to open up the heels a little bit, that is okay, but really keep the balls of the feet together. From here, we're just going to make Lev very happy. We're going to give the thumbs up, rotating the thumbs outward, and then we're just going to take the shoulders back and down so that you have that nice Lev squeeze, and then you're relaxing the ribs. And then you're just going to open up your feet a little bit wider, and then you're driving all the way up. So we're going to work on a hip hinge. So from here, you're lifting up into the lower belly, sucking in a little bit, leaning forward, sitting all the way back onto the heels, and then again, just quick drive up, slowly leaning back, hip hinge, all the way down onto the heels. If this feels very easy for you, you can untuck the toes and come from this angle. Here again, the knees are open. This is a comfortable position for you. And again, just focusing on what the eyes are doing. So trying not to lead with the chin and the neck, keeping everything in a neutral position. Chin down, eyes up, shoulders squeezed together, upper body, lower body separated, drive up, full extension here of the hips, slowly lower down. Remain in this little hip hinge here. That'll just make it a little bit of a smoother transition as you go up. And again, let's take one more. And then drive all the way up, slowly coming back down. From here, palms go down to the ground. You're going to take your toes together and your knees apart as far as you possibly can. This is kind of uncomfortable, so I'll show you from this way. Toes together, just the tips, and then you're just going to take your knees as far apart as you possibly can. For everybody, this is completely different. This is a stretch that you want to feel uncomfortable, but not like you are going to break in half. So you're here, your knees are as wide as you can possibly go, and then you're going to come down onto your forearms. From here, you're just making sure your spine is nice and neutral, that you're not curving your pelvis, that you're keeping everything nice and neutral. Your upper body, from here to your tailbone, you're basically doing a forearm plank. And then you're just going to walk your hands backwards so that you're sitting down onto your heels again. And then again, just like you're in a forearm plank, you're keeping nice and low. You're just walking forward all the way until you start to feel that stretch on your hips. Dropping down. That's about it for me. From here, walking back, and then walking forward. Stay where you feel it, where you feel that, and then walk it back. We're just going to take this 2 more times. You can open up the knees a little bit wider. You can even open up your heels. That's a little bit more intense. And again, just being mindful what your head is doing here, trying not to let it drop and relax too much. You're keeping good integrity through the upper body, and then slowly walking back. Good, carefully come out of this, and then you're going to lie down onto your back. And here, if you have a pillow available or some sort of prop, now would be a good time to get it. You don't need it though, but I will demonstrate with the prop. You're just going to do can openers. So lying down on your back, take one knee deeply into your chest, and then you're just going to drop it over to the opposite side, allowing it to rest on whatever prop you have. And then from here, you're just going to reach over past your left hand all the way, just like we usually do, and then you're opening up here, and then coming back over. So as I'm doing this, if I want to open up all the way, I have to lean back. So you're only opening as far as you can while keeping the weight going over to the side that you're leaning on. So you're here, stretches out, you can bend this arm, you can bend the elbow, really rotate it down as much as you can, but making sure that your body weight doesn't come with you as you're opening, that you're really pulling in opposition. 4 on the right, 4 to 8 on the right, depending upon how tight you are, and then just switch it over to the other side. Moving the prop, knees into the chest, drop it over, reach across that opposite arm here, reach, reach, reach. Same thing, you can open here, you can bend the elbow if you want to, but that's about as far as I can go before I start opening and relaxing here. You don't want to open and relax. Take 2 more. Last thing, we're just going to do a single leg hip opener. So you are on all fours. I will show you from this way first. And you're just going to be in neutral position, shoulder width for the lower body, same thing for the upper body. And then from here, just step your right foot out to the right. So the right toes are pointing forward, and your left knee and your right toes are going to be in line with each other. So you can draw a line between them. So they're not too far back, they're not too far forward. They're directly in line with your knee. And then from here, also being aware of what the kneeling side is doing too, not letting this foot kind of flounder, keep it in a nice straight line here. Then you're just going to move yourself to the center just slightly, and then you're sitting back onto the heel, pushing forward. Sitting back onto the heel, pushing forward. You can open up a little bit wider if you want to, if that's comfortable. Come to the center, sitting back. The wider you open, the less you'll be able to sit back. And you just want to avoid having all your weight over on this side where you're sitting this way. You really want to get the hip opening, so come to the center as you're doing this. From the side, on the opposite side again. So you want to make sure knee is in line with toes. And then from here, neutral pelvis, plank position with the upper body, spine to tailbone. And you're just sitting backwards, checking out what this foot is doing. Sitting back, and then come forward. Widen it up a little bit if you're not feeling this so much. Come to the center a little bit more. Sit back. Should feel kind of uncomfortable. And just take one more. Good. Done.